Hello and welcome to Catching Up with Carter here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5 HD2. And today I am joined by two special guests, both my roommates, Ludwin Contreras and Jonathan Alvarez. Ludwin is a avid sports fan, and as well, Jonathan Alvarez is a huge NBA fan. So thank you guys for being on the show. How are you doing, Ludwin?
I'm doing good today.
Doing great. How about you, Jonathan?
I'm doing amazing.
Amazing. You ready for the show?
Of course.
All right, let's have some fun. Today we're going to be going into the sports news around the world, and then we're going to have some fun sports drafts, and as well we're going to have a little bit of some drafting as well between all of us, where we're going to have two people know the topic, one doesn't. Just some fun show here today on April Fools. But don't be fooled, we're going to have all of your news that you need to know about the NFL and NBA. Here in 1 minute, we are going to take a break, and we'll be back here on Catching Up with Carter here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5. HD2. Hello and welcome back to Saddleback College Radio 88.5 HD2. And we just listened to a promo for the Jeff and Jeffrey show. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. Make sure to check that out here on Saddleback College Radio. But first, make sure to stay here as we have Catching Up with Carter. Today I'm joined by Ludwin Contreras and Jonathan Alvarez here in the studio. Roommate special. We're going to be talking right away about some NFL news. So let's start off with my team, with the 49ers. Let's start off with Brock Purdy. It says the 49ers were tired, and that contributed to struggles during this 2024 NFL season. And Lou, when you said before the show you had some research on this, what's your thoughts right away on Brock Purdy's stance on this season?
I feel like the season kind of took a turn for the worse during the Pearsall shooting.
Yeah.
I think it ruined the mood for most of the players, knowing their teammate just got injured, that could have killed him. I believe that's one of the issues that contributed to the slow start to the season.
Definitely was a reason why that the beginning of the season mainly was really slow. So Brock Purdy believes fatigue from 3 straight years of deep playoff runs as well contributed to the San Francisco 49ers struggles in 2024. He had appeared on the Built for More podcast, and he basically was like, we're tired. He said that season is no joke, and when you go from July of training and everything all the way to the end of February, and then you really get 5 weeks off or so until you've got to report back. And then you're going again. Guys are tired. They're still beat up. Their bodies are just, they're tough. It's tough, right? Playing in the NFL, it's a lot of wear on your body. Jonathan, you have any thoughts on this about Brock Purdy's stance?
Sounds like Brock Purdy's got to retire already. You feel me?
I mean, he is, he's in contract negotiations right now, but he is tired. I mean, it makes sense though. Every athlete can get tired, right? I
guess I'm going to have to ask Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, well, Patrick Mahomes, he's got those rings. We know that. He beat the Niners twice. You got to bring it up, really, Jonathan? You got to bring it up to me?
They've been in 3 straight years of deep playoff runs, deeper than the 49ers.
We did actually talk about a few weeks ago on the show. It was Ray Goldslow with me in the studio. We actually talked about this. The Chiefs also, one of their staff members after the Super Bowl loss, talked about it. He's like, yeah, we're fatigued as well. So a lot of people were talking about adding another bye week. That was a lot of people's talk is there's only 1 bye week right now. And so they're like, okay, add another one, make it 18-week season, or like the season it is, make it a two-week break, basically, instead of having just 1 week off. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Maybe giving an extra week off for these players?
I'd be down for it because I feel like it would prevent a lot more injuries in the NFL, giving the players more time to rest their bodies. But the commissioner, Roger Goodell, wants to add an extra game if they do that.
That's the thing. I'm like, if you add an extra game, then it just alleviates all the extra rest. Right?
It gets rid of the point of an extra bye week.
It does. It gets rid of the whole point of it. It's tough to see. The Niners, of course, my team. I'm hoping that they can figure this out. They've got a contract with Brock Purdy that they're still trying to figure out as well. It's looking upwards to $60 million a year right now. It's a lot of money to pay for him, and to be honest, he's not like a Patrick Mahomes player, as you were talking about. So let's move over to a quarterback who might be picked up. It's Kirk Cousins. So if Aaron Rodgers, if he doesn't sign his contract, there's been a lot of talk. Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've got DK Metcalf. They've got George Pickens. They've got all the talent in the world that they need. They just need a quarterback. But if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, which they have that contract down, they're going to have to go for someone else. And so Kirk Cousins has been the option. Ludwin, what are you thinking? Kirk Cousins to the Steelers? Does that work?
I'd prefer it over Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, at this point in his career, he needs to retire. There's a saying in soccer or football, however you like to say it, leave the football before the football leaves you.
That's so true.
And it's
so
looking
true.
like that's the case for Aaron Rodgers. Go out as being known as one of the best quarterbacks to ever touch the game.
It's tough because it's like with the Jets, he's kind of like almost ruined that already, in my opinion. Like he had 2 years. 1 year he didn't even play. The second year he played a little bit, but didn't play very well. And Kirk Cousins hasn't played well either. So it's really not great on either end for the Steelers. I wish they had kept Russell Wilson, but we saw he got signed with the Giants, which is a lot worse than the Steelers.
I think they would have been better off keeping Justin Fields.
That would have been the one that I would have expected, but the Jets traded for him. So it's like they're trying to do
that
a
caught me
Jets
out of
swap.
nowhere.
It did catch me out of nowhere. Do you know anything, Jonathan, about this at all with the Aaron Rodgers movement?
I knew about the DK Metcalf trade. That's
That
all
was
about it.
Yeah, that
crazy.
was cool.
Dude, what was your thoughts on that? Do you think that's going to be
I
cool
thought
to
it was
see?
crazy for the Seahawks to do that.
The Seahawks are one of the other teams that we should talk about because the Seahawks are just not doing well at all. I mean, they've got Sam Darnold, which is average, maybe a little below average in my opinion, and they've got JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's it. That's all they've got left, in my opinion. So they've lost Tyler Lockett, they lost DK Metcalf, they've lost Geno Smith. It's a lot.
I think their running back room is still good, though, with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet.
That's
and
still good.
The Sam Darnold contract, they could leave after 1 year.
That's true. That is very true. They did make a good contract with that in the sense that they were able to structure it in a way where they're able to get rid of him after a year if there's any problems with it. I think he'll do okay. I just don't think he's going to do as well. At first, when the trade happened, DK was still a part of the team. So I was like, okay, DK, Sam Darnold, it's still kind of like that Justin Jefferson type of thing, like that good of a wide receiver. It doesn't matter where you put the ball, he's going to catch it. So it's definitely interesting to see all the quarterback movement. So what's your prediction, Ludwin? Where's Aaron Rodgers going? Is he going to be retired or is he a Steeler?
I think he's retired at this point. He's played the game for a long time, and I think he's always been sad about the fact that the Niners didn't draft him back in all those.
I'll take him. As a Niners fan, to be honest, I would take him. Maybe trade away Brock Purdy. I don't know. That's a crazy thing that can happen.
Crazy statement.
You don't think that would be cool to see Rodgers with the Niners for his farewell season?
It's his childhood team.
That's crazy though. Aaron Rodgers not that good.
I mean, yeah, he's not great, but I feel like if he was able to get the team around him, the right team around him for cheap, I mean, you could really do well. I mean, even with I look back at Tom Brady to Tampa Bay. I mean that's the GOAT, but Tom Brady to Tampa Bay, he had a lot of talent around him. He had the number 1 defense in the league, number 1 offensive line in the league. He brought Gronk to play with him. He brought everybody. I mean, that was the reason why they were able to win, even against a Patrick Mahomes-led team. So it's interesting to say. I would say I think he's going to go to the Steelers because he's already had a workout with DK Metcalf. He was throwing the football with him in UCLA, so I was thinking maybe they'll have that connection, but you never know. I mean, there's always these players that are throwing the football around with other players all the time, so it really depends. But I could see retirement or the Steelers. Now let's move over to the other Jets quarterback who's replacing Aaron Rodgers. Let's move over to Justin Fields. As you were talking about, you hoped that the Steelers would keep Justin Fields and not trade him away, but it ended up he's going to the Jets. And Aaron Glenn, their head coach, said he's ready to break out as a top-notch quarterback. What do you think about Garrett Wilson, Justin Fields? Is this going to work?
It's going to be a lot more fun than Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
I think Breece Hall and Justin Fields would be a good run combo with RPOs and the stuff they run for Lamar Jackson. Now that he has Derrick Henry, you don't know who's going to be running the ball.
It'll be interesting. Justin Fields is such a fast runner. He's such a talented player. I really was hoping that a team like either the Vikings would go for him. Like, I mean, he's not as much of a veteran, but if the Vikings were able to get him, have J.J. McCarthy, that would be a good pick. Even the Niners, I thought maybe would go for him. But the Jets are able to get somebody who has not been the best, but he's shown potential. So I think with the Jets, he could do something. He even says, Glenn has a quote. He says, he has a quiet confidence about himself. So it's showing, he's a little bit quieter, but he's got that confidence. John, do you have any thoughts about Justin Fields going to the Jets? You think the Jets are going to do any better?
God, I don't think so. I don't think there's hope in the Jets. There's no hope for the Jets.
I think the hope for the Jets has died back, I don't know how long ago, but Mark Sanchez butt fumble?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, Sanchez butt fumble. I think that was basically it, for the Jets.
It's just been quarterback after quarterback after quarterback.
It's been pretty crazy and pretty bad for them. And Fields, he signed a 2-year, $40 million contract that included $30 million guaranteed with the Jets. So it's a 2-year deal, so it's not just 1 year. So even if he doesn't do great, you could keep him behind, maybe draft the quarterback. There's been a lot of talk about Shedeur Sanders to the Jets during this draft. Lewin, do you think that one of these quarterbacks at the top of the draft is going to go to the Jets?
I'm a big fan of Shador, but I don't think the Jets would be a good fit for him. It would doom his career from the start.
I think it could doom his career, but at the same time, like if Justin Fields is starting, right,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets to sit for a year or two, I think Shador could do okay. I mean, he's not going to be the best talented quarterback you'll ever see, but I think he could do better than what people are thinking. Like you were saying, you're a big fan of Shador. I like Shador in certain ways. Sometimes he's a little cocky for myself, but I think he's still a good talent. I mean, he's not nothingness, right? He still has some potential. It's just, there's been talk about him actually going to the Giants as well. So Giants and Jets, New York, and even Deion Sanders, he had a quote where he's like, let's hope it's New York, but then they found out that wasn't even real. People were putting it around. It was just craziness going on with Deion Sanders and Shador. But the Jets, I do believe, with Fields, I think it'll be okay, but maybe not perfect. I would say maybe not perfect. Now let's move over to some rule changes. Just happened just a few days ago. There were rule changes that happened, and two of the biggest ones, and I want your thoughts on it. The NFL will now allow both teams to possess the ball in overtime, but amended to 10 minutes. So basically, they've changed the overtime rule before during the regular season. You basically, whoever wins the coin toss, they can get ball first, go score a touchdown, the game's over. The other team can't touch the ball. So if you have a bad defense, it's basically over for you. Bengals had that happen a few times this year. The defense was the reason they lost. So definitely this overtime rule is going to help. Ludwin, do you think that which teams are going to benefit from this? Do you have any teams in mind that could benefit from it?
The Bills.
The Bills. If we're thinking about it, though, I mean, they've had it in overtime against the Chiefs, and it didn't really help.
Hasn't played out.
Hasn't played out in their way. Do you have any other thoughts about, for them to possess the ball in overtime with this only 10-minute rule? Is that going to be able to let teams kill the clock? Like, they could kill 8 minutes and have 2 minutes to go down the field.
I've seen the Chiefs burn 6 minutes against the Chargers. I think they should go to college overtime. It makes the game way more fun.
So much fun. I love the college overtime. I remember watching, it was ASU Texas. That whole overtime was so fun to watch. Yeah, I think that'd be cool to see. We know how the NFL works.
Yeah.
They're just going to stick to
It's
the
a
rules.
business.
It's a business. Roger Goodell isn't going to change it. That's just how he is. So
No fun league.
no fun league. Yes, that is the NFL. Well, that's what they stand for. Now, another thing that was added was expanded replay assist. A lot of people were talking about as well the Bills Chiefs. That first down, a lot of people are like, that's a first down. We basically, if you watch the NFL, you know what we're talking about, but there was a first down that was not called. They called it short. It was Josh Allen. It looked like he was across the line. They look back at it. They're like, yeah, that's across the line. And the people that are with the sticks, they mark him down short, and it was a turnover, and it changed the entire game. It's a big thing that was going on, a lot of drama around it. So this expanded replay assist, you watch a lot of soccer, they already kind of have this. You think this is going to help in general?
I think it will because VAR is really good at catching offsides. Even like the tiniest inch, it can catch it. And for football, it's a game of inches, and the placement of the ball is a really big factor in how the game goes.
Definitely is. Now, Jonathan, do you have any thoughts on this rule change, right? Replay assist. Is it helped at all, like, in your experience? Does the NBA does a little bit of it, but not as much in the NFL. Do you think this is going to help the NFL in a way?
I agree with Lewin. It definitely would help the NFL. Like I said, it's a game of inches.
It is a game of inches.
It is a game of inches.
Totally different, NFL, soccer, basketball, they're totally different games, but it is cool to see, VAR, different things like that, video replay assist. It's really been able to help these different games. Now, another different change was kicking updates. The NFL's onside kick amendment will be adjusted. It's voted on later this year. It'll be voted on in May. There was this whole thing about onside kicks. Basically, you can't kick an onside kick unless it's in the fourth quarter and you're down, and a lot of people were like, why can't you kick it at halftime? So that was one of the changes. But the biggest one is now touchbacks on kickoffs. They will now bring the ball to the 35-yard line. So do you see this even a lot of people are saying just get rid of the kickoff in general because it's like, it doesn't really matter. Everyone's just going to kick it in the end zone. Do you think this is going to show even more basically kick returns, Ludwin?
I think it's going to show more touchbacks because if you try to return it and you end up less than the 35, before it was a 25, so it was a little bit more forgiving.
That's true.
But the 35 now, most teams would like to start closer to midfield. So just let the ball touch back.
Do you think, though, that kickers in general are going to basically practice kicking in that zone, in that 10-yard zone at the front? So they're going to force them to return. So I think kicking is definitely going to change. It's not going to do a lot. And there was another rule change that has been pushed back into May. It's the tush push. It might be banned. There's 16 teams that have basically said we might want to get this banned. So there's half of the league, but we have no idea yet if it's going to be banned yet. At this point, Green Bay Packers, they were the ones who officially proposed the ban to the play, but many of them, they were in favor of the competition committee continuing to study the play to see what goes on. So that basically was the end of all of the NFL changes and rule changes. Not a ton of NFL news this week, just a few different rumors we wanted to talk about. But next, we're going to be going into the NBA, and of course, Jonathan Alvarez is going to basically lead this for us a little bit on all of our NBA news. He knows a lot more than I do. So we're going to take a 1-minute break here on Catching Up with Carter here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5 HD2. I'm joined by Ludwin Contreras and Jonathan Alvarez. We'll be back for our NBA segment in 1 minute. Hello and welcome back to Catching Up with Carter here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5 HD2. We just finished up our NFL segment. We talked all about the rumors around the league and as well some rule changes. But now we're going to go into our main segment of the day, which is all about the NBA. It's getting into playoff season. It's starting the end stretch of this season. It's been exciting to see a lot of the different trades that have gone on earlier in the year, but now it is time to truly look into the NBA, into all that is going on. And we're going to be starting off with Ja Morant as he calls Taylor Jenkins' firing tough amid NBA rumors about his complaints. So right away, I want to know, Jonathan, you were talking about it during kind of our break about this, and you were like, really, Taylor Jenkins, he's fired. So what's your initial thoughts on this?
At first, I'm really shocked. Like they said, it's a long-time head coach, and you know, it's really surprising how they would fire him. Like the Lakers coach, Darvin Ham. Right?
Darvin Ham, yeah.
Yeah, Darvin Ham. They fired him. Went to the Bucks. Great coaching staff right there for the Bucks. But
well. Sorry to cut you off there, but Morant, he says it's tough for me, right? It's tough for him. Of course, players have that as well. Now I'll let you continue. What's your kind of thoughts on Ja Morant's quote on it?
I mean, he is right. It is tough. But I don't understand why the Grizzlies would fire a head coach like him. I mean, taken to several playoff runs, you know, and maybe he's not the man to take them all the way there. Maybe they're trying to look for a new coach.
Yeah, maybe as well. There was a quote. He said, I've had Coach Taylor since I got here. Everything I've done in the Grizzlies jersey has pretty much been under him. It's my first time really experiencing a coach leaving since I've been hooping. It was a lot to process with the timing. It's just tough. Way to quickly turn the page. You know, they're in playoff position and they're firing this guy. I feel like maybe just wait till the end of the year. Like wait till the end of the season.
Definitely should have waited till the end of playoffs.
Because where are they at right now? Let's look at the playoff picture. Right now they're in 5th. They're facing the Lakers right away. So, I mean, that's a tough spot at this moment. They have to play against the Los Angeles Lakers as they're the 4th seed. They're the 5th seed. The Grizzlies are the 5th. So it's tough. I mean, firing him right now just really doesn't make sense to me. Ludwin, do you have any thoughts on this here?
Well, I saw a stat where they haven't won against a 500 and above team in the last month, so that could lead to a point as to why they fired him early, but it just ruined the mood for the playoffs for the Grizzlies, I believe.
I don't know. It's the same almost when the Kings coach got fired earlier in the year. Do you guys know his name? I forgot his name now. That was surprising to me.
Yeah, but I thought he was a good coach for the Kings.
Yeah, he was great. And then they just fired him out of nowhere. And I mean, they're in a play-in position right now too. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they were a little bit, you know,
Mike Brown.
They were down in the Mike Brown. Thank you. Mike Brown, you know, he was a great coach, and the Kings, they weren't doing too great at the beginning of the year, but I mean, De'Aaron Fox even talked about it. He's like, why did this happen, right? And then, of course, Fox got traded. So it's just craziness for the Kings. I mean, the Kings are in a playoff spot. The Spurs are not. So, I mean, it kind of worked out for them, I guess. I mean, they're in a play-in spot. So what do you think about the Kings, John?
I definitely think the Kings would have made it a lot further with Fox rather than without Fox.
Like with Fox and maybe Mike Brown still staying, you think they would have gone farther?
I think just Fox, because Fox is really like the glue with that team. There's a lot of chemistry with that team, and taking out the main
guy, right? Yeah.
The main guy is kind of like throwing off the whole team, and that's why they're not doing as good as they should be.
Yeah, the 10th seed, it's tough. You know, being in the play-in, being the last seed in the play-in, it's definitely a tough spot to be. Now, we talked about the Lakers and Grizzlies. That was kind of the playoff picture. But let's go into LeBron for a second here, because LeBron James, he had a autographed exquisite rookie patch card that sold for $1.159 million at an auction. This guy's still playing. He's still playing in the league 40 years old, and this guy's got his card being sold for over $1 million, an autographed signed card. It did have a patch inside of it, so his jersey, it was signed, the whole thing. It was a rookie card, and it received a 9.5 grade, the card. We're talking about that. I look into Pokemon a little bit, so I kind of know the grading's crazy on that card, but it's a standard base card, right? Like, it's one of those cards that's insane to have. So $1.159 million. Would you pay this much for a playing, or not playing card, but a rookie card of LeBron?
I think rich people definitely would. Maybe a LeBron lover. I definitely wouldn't.
We know about you not loving LeBron so much. Ludwin, if you had the money, would you buy a $1 million LeBron card?
It's sports memorabilia. If I had the money, I would, because many consider him the GOAT. But it reminds me of this one time back in high school. My teacher, Mr. Kleiman, he went to a game of LeBron when he was in high school, and he had LeBron sign a $1 bill, and then he accidentally spent it.
No.
Yeah. He told us about that on the first day of school.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
that would have
might
been
more than the card.
Yeah.
Probably that would have been crazy.
Yeah.
A $1 bill signed. That's so fun. But no, it's just crazy. Memorabilia now is getting so expensive. We even saw. I think there was even what was it? There was that art of a banana taped to a wall that sold for like $5 million. Just some crazy stuff going on. It's just, I mean, memorabilia in general or art in general has just turned into it's oversaturated in my opinion. But still, $1 million for this rookie card. I mean, if I could have it, I would. But I don't got $1 million to spend on a rookie card. I'll just tell you that. Now, moving away from some fun, let's go into the NBA playoff picture. Let's look at this right away. And we're going to start off because we're on the Lakers topic. Can the Lakers win a championship? John, go. What's your thought?
With the recent trade with Luka and AD, I think it definitely boosted their chances of winning a championship. Because I don't think AD would have done it. Obviously, you can see he's already gotten injured in the first game with the Mavs.
He hasn't even been there.
He probably would have gotten eventually injured with the Lakers. But it looks like throughout the seasons, ever since Doncic got traded to the Lakers, it looks like the Lakers are looking pretty good right now.
They're looking good. Do you think that they can make it to a finals with this team right now with LeBron, Luka, Reeves, like that roster, that big three people are talking about? Do you think that big three is all that?
I don't know. I think the only downfall that they might have is too young of a center.
It's true. They have too young of a center, and I mean, he's a younger guy. He's not a super high talented guy either. What's his name again? Do you know his
Jackson
name?
Hayes.
Jackson Hayes. So Jackson Hayes, he's been doing all right. I've been watching some games. Of course, now I'm forgetting the name here on the show, but it is different, right? You've got that starting five that it's LeBron, it's Luka, it's Reeves, it's Hayes, but I mean it's tough, right?
That young center, he might not be as good, but I think I see why they traded for Luka. Luka can make pretty young players and some not useful players turn into like some pretty like decent players just from his passing, playmaking.
He's got some great playmaking. He's definitely, I still don't understand the Mavericks traded him, but hey, I'm looking at this playoff picture. They're the 9th seed in the play-in still. So I mean, and they've got no Kyrie, no Luka, no AD, and they're in the play-in. So you never know. I mean, it's craziness, but it is what it is. Now going over to Ludwin, Lakers. What's your thought on them?
I don't think they can win it this year.
Not this year?
The lacking of a center is it's a really big hole for them, and I think trading for Luka extended their championship window. Because after LeBron, it was looking pretty dim.
Because, okay, do you think that this is LeBron's last chance? Or do you think next year he's still got a chance? Like, if he plays again 41, still definitely a chance?
So, yeah, because the draft is coming up. They can get a pretty good center from there. And
no, Bronny James, he's developing? Okay, but moving on. LeBron, yes, he definitely, I think, has one more year with the draft and all that. You never know. That guy could play till he's 50. I have no clue at this point. We never know what's going to happen. That guy is insane. But moving on to another, basically, question. Who's the most overrated team in the playoffs? We're looking at these first seeds. We've got OKC. We've got the Cavs. We were talking before the show. The Cavs have not been doing too great as of late. What's our thoughts, John, on your most overrated team in this playoff bracket, in these top 12?
Now, most overrated team here, I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to go OKC.
OKC,
Mainly,
okay.
They were the last seed.
Ludwin just grabbed his heart. He's like, no, you cannot say the OKC's overrated.
I'm sorry, Ludwin, but they were the first seed for 2 seasons in a row here, and they've yet to make it past the Mavs in the second round.
And we're looking at it as well. They could play the Mavs again.
Play the Mavs again and probably get Lose again.
If they lose to the
foul to 3-point.
If they lose to the Mavs again without Kyrie, without Kyrie, without AD, and without Luka, that'd be some crazy stuff.
I definitely think they'll make it past the second round this time.
Think the second round?
I think they'll definitely make it further than they did last season.
Okay. Are there any other overrated teams in this bracket for you, Jonathan, that you're thinking about?
I'm looking here.
Because I definitely have a thought, and I think it's Boston.
You think Boston?
I think Boston's a little overrated. I mean, they're the second seed, so they've got to go a little bit. They've got to play a little bit better of a team right away. But I could see Boston being knocked out second round. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not going to be a team that could win a round, but I feel like they could get knocked out in like 7 games against a team like the Bucks or the Knicks. Like, I feel like they could get knocked out by one of those teams, or even the Pacers.
The Bucks? I don't think the Bucks. They got the Giannis stopper, Al Horford.
Okay, I mean,
they got the Giannis stopper.
You're right on that. You're right on that.
I don't think they'll make it past. I think they'll make it past the Bucks because of Al Horford.
But as we'll talk about the matchups here, but we had some differing talk about the Knicks and the Bucks. But I want to go over to Ludwin. And who's your most overrated team? Because you were like, no way, it's OKC. Who's your most overrated team in this bracket?
For me personally, it's either the Knicks or the Bucks.
It's either one of those teams. Okay.
The Knicks, they haven't beat the Cavs or Celtics at all this year, I'm pretty sure. They've struggled against the higher end seeds, and Jalen Brunson, I don't know if he's back from injury yet.
I have to look it up here, but if he is, I mean, of course they want to keep him, but I mean, if he's not there, I mean that's definitely a hit for them. So it's definitely different. I mean, I definitely think like Jalen Brunson and this team could do well. I mean, it's tough. I mean, they're definitely in that category of overrated in the sense that it's the Knicks. I mean, can we expect much? I mean, that's my whole thing. We know about all of this just their entire legacy has just not been great.
Who are the Knicks going against in the first round?
So first round, the Knicks are playing against the Bucks right away.
The
Bucks right away. What are we thinking? Because we were talking about this a lot this series. So let's just talk about it. Who do we think is going to win? Because I'm saying Knicks in 6.
I'm saying Bucks.
Bucks in how many games do you think?
I'm saying Bucks in 5.
Bucks in 5. Okay.
That's crazy.
And then what about Ludwin? What are you thinking about this?
I know I just called them
series?
overrated, but Knicks in 6.
Okay. We'll agree that we'll agree there. I don't know. I think the Knicks are going to get past that first round. But now let's move over to the West side. Let's move over to another matchup because, of course, I'm wearing a Jordan Poole jersey at this moment with my Warriors Jordan Poole jersey.
Shout out Jordan Poole.
I miss Jordan Poole. Miss him on the Warriors. But let's move over to that matchup because that is going to be not great for the Warriors, in my opinion. It's the Nuggets and the Warriors. First, it's the 3rd seed versus the 6th seed. I think the Nuggets are going to knock us out right away.
Yeah,
it's going to be sad.
It definitely looks like the Warriors might be getting first round.
Yeah, because I mean, you're looking at Jokic, you're looking at Jamal Murray, you're looking at a high-powered, star-studded team, in my opinion, that has the MVP, in my opinion, as well on their team.
Unless there's rumors are going around that Draymond Green's win the DPOY, unless he shows up.
If he does not lock down Jokic, it's over.
Hey, the only people I've seen lock down Jokic is Karl Anthony Towns.
Hey, this guy loves Karl Anthony Towns. Big Timberwolves fan, forgot to mention that. Jonathan Alvarez, big Timberwolves fan. So let's move over as well. Let's go into the most underrated teams. Now we can talk about some play-in teams as well. So Jonathan, I'm going to start it off. You kind of said right at the beginning of the show the most underrated team is the Timberwolves. Are you going to stick by that?
I'm sticking by that.
Do you think that they could go – who are they going to play first, do you think? Do you think they're going to get a win and go play the Rockets immediately?
They for sure get the win to go over the
Clippers.
The Clippers.
Are they going to beat the Rockets that first round?
Now, they've played multiple games against the Rockets. Now it's like kind of back and forth, but I think the Rockets might have a little edge, you know. But I think the Timberwolves definitely can do it with playoff Ant.
Playoff Ant. I mean, yeah, we could see that happening. Anthony Edwards is such an amazing talent. You could definitely see him go off against either of these teams. Of course, I think he'll beat the Clippers. It would be fun. Maybe we should go to an Into a Dome game. We'll see. Maybe the whole house can go, as well as Nicholas Paramaxis, who lives with us as well. Now going over to Ludwin, for your thought, who's your most underrated team in this bracket? The entire thing. Who's your most underrated team?
I'm a big Polo fan. I think the Magic have been underrated.
So if they go right away, because they'd be playing most likely the Celtics, or they would have to play 2 games in the play-in and they go play the Cavs, which one would you rather them go play immediately?
They just beat the Cavs like 2 weeks ago. I'd rather them play the Cavs.
So do you want them basically to lose to the Hawks, go and play either the Heat or the Bulls, and then go play the Cavs.
Yeah, I think they can beat the Heat or Bulls.
Yeah, I definitely think that could happen. It's going to be a tough game right away with the Hawks immediately, the 7th seed. They're the 8th seed, respectively, so could be interesting. Definitely underrated. For me, my most underrated team is the Pistons. I feel like everyone's writing off the Pistons. I'm sorry to say, Kate Cunningham, Pistons, they've got grit. Okay, they've got grit. Okay, last season, horrible team. This season, they're doing well. I think they can make it not super far. Maybe they'll win a few rounds, but I think they're underrated. No one really talks about them.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Cade should win Comeback Player of the Year?
That's a tough question. We'll talk about the NBA awards in a second, but Comeback Player of the Year, definitely. I mean, Cade could win it. I think he's definitely a great talent. We talked actually about their head coach, JP Bickerstaff, just a great head coach, just a great turnaround for them. We'll talk about Coach of the Year in a second as well. So as we're talking about it, let's just shift over to the NBA awards. So let's start off with Defensive Player of the Year. The top 3, it's Mobley, Dyson Daniels, and Draymond Green. And I'm taking Draymond Green as our Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, I'm wearing a Warriors jersey, so I'm biased. Jonathan, who's your pick for Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, my pick is not even on here.
Who's your pick? Tell me.
I'd like to get out to Amen Thompson.
Okay.
Amen Thompson is looking pretty good.
Can
on
you
defense.
explain why do you think this guy should win DPOY this year?
I think just the steals, just the pure amount of steals this guy has per game is insane.
It is insane. Now going over. Sorry, John. Go ahead and finish.
Especially the Tyler Hero beef.
Oh,
that really turned it on
beef.
right there.
Definitely is. All right, now Ludwin, who's your Defense Player of the Year pick?
Draymond Green. I just saw him lock up Giannis, and Curry was not playing that game.
Hey, I mean, I think Draymond Green should win it. I mean, I love Draymond Green as a Warriors fan. I got a stitched hat with Draymond Green's signature on it, so love the guy. I'm hoping he wins it. Now, just let's move on because, I mean, I could just continue glazing Draymond, but let's move on to Coach of the Year because this is definitely between two. It's JB Bickerstaff and Kenny Atkinson. I'm going to take Bickerstaff as Coach of the Year for myself. John, what's your thought on it? Which of the two?
I'm also going to take JB Bickerstaff. You know, he was with the Cavs, went to the Pistons.
He's turned it all the way around.
Turned the Pistons all the way around. Went from the lowest seed, one of the worst teams ever,
to the 5th seed.
To a pretty decent team.
Respectful team as well. Now going over, Ludwin, what's your thought, Coach of the Year?
Yeah, JB Bickerstaff. The way he turned around the Pistons is insane.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. It is crazy here that Atkinson right now is actually the favorite for Coach of the Year. I think it should be Bickerstaff. But, you know, it is what it is. The award has gone to an East coach 5 times in the past 10 years, so it's basically 50-50 at this point for who it's going to be. But I think Bickerstaff will win. Now, I left a lot of time for this because it can get heated. The NBA MVP, it's between two players. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the OKC Thunder. And as well, it's Nikola Jokic. And for me, I'm taking Jokic as my MVP. And I know what Ludwin's answer is going to be, and I want to let him start it off. Why should Shai Gilgeous-Alexander win MVP this year?
It's one of the greatest scoring seasons of any guard we've ever seen in recent years.
Okay. All right. That was quick, short, and sweet. Now, John, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Which of these two guys should win it?
Now, let me tell you, the only reason why I'm here is to break this up.
You're breaking up this beef.
to break this beef, and to make a winner here. Now, like Jokic, 3-time MVP. He's
he had
really
a game
good.
that was 30-20-20. We got to remember this, okay? This is historical stats he's putting up during a season.
I just really don't know. Like, I'm happy with either or, and I could see why they would get it.
I feel like it's almost robbed either way. Like, I feel like both these guys are so good. They both could win MVP, and it'd be okay.
That's crazy because back at the apartment, I'm hearing otherwise on SGA.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of SGA. It's just, I don't know. I just have some beef with SGA. I don't know what it is. I just feel like he's a foul merchant. That's just how it is on 2K. We do get heated on 2K with Shai. Now moving back to it, I mean, MVP, it could go either way. I mean, Shai definitely, he has shown why he should win, but at the same time, Jokic could be a 4-time MVP. Would be kind of ridiculous for the guy who doesn't even care about basketball. It is ridiculous to say. Now, that is the end of our NBA segment. We're going to come back for a 10-minute segment all about our drafts, takes, and more. We're going to have 2 people know the topic, the other one doesn't. We're going to have some fun on this April Fools after all of the news we talked about, some drama as well. We're going to take a 1-minute break here on Catching Up with Carter. I'm joined by Ludwin Contreras and Jonathan Alvarez here in the studio, here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5 HD2. Hello and welcome back to Catching Up with Carter here on Saddleback College Radio, 88.5 HD2, and we have the fun part of our show planned. We're going to have two different things we're going to do here in the studio. We're going to do two people know the topic, the other one doesn't, and then some NBA drafts. It's all about the NBA today, so let's have some fun with it here on this April Fool's. So we're going to start off, two people know the topic, the other one doesn't. I wrote down on all of our papers, so if you're watching on the YouTube video afterwards, you can see these on the table. So two people have it. For me, I have all of the topics, so it'll just be Ludwin or Jonathan who do not know. So right away, John knows this one, Ludwin does not. It's going to be number one. And so right away, we're going to start off, and I'm going to go first with this one, and I'm going to choose Rudy Gobert as my first overall pick for this, as I know the topic, John knows the topic, and Ludwin does not. So, Jonathan, what is your pick for this in this category that Ludwin does not know?
I'm going to go with Luka Garza.
Luka Garza. Okay, that's an interesting. Ludwin is like so lost here. So I'm gonna let Ludwin. Ludwin now has to say one of the players that he thinks fits this category. We'll tell him if it does fit or it doesn't.
Jalen McDaniels.
It does that fits, right, John?
That does fit.
That does fit. That does fit. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to mine. I'm gonna pick Stephen Curry as my next pick, and now we'll go over to Jonathan. What's your next pick?
I'm gonna go with Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton, great pick. Now, Ludwin, go ahead.
Tyrese Halliburton, Steph Curry, and Rudy Gobert.
And then as well, we got, was it Jalen McDaniels?
Luka Garza.
Luka Garza, right?
And Rudy Gobert.
Yep. Ludwin's contemplating over here, trying to figure out what could this be.
Steph scoring to to Rudy's defense. Like what do they share in common?
You got it. Yeah. We'll figure it out here. You got to pick one. Let's figure it out.
I'll take Draymond Green.
Draymond Green. Does that fit? I don't think it does.
Does not fit.
No, that one does not fit. That one does not fit. Now we'll have one more here, and I'm going to go with Kevin Durant.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a good one. All right.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with Derek White.
That's a good one too. Okay, go ahead, Ludwin. Your last one, and then you can guess what the topic is, and we'll tell you what it is if you don't.
Well, what did you say again?
For me, I said Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, and what did you say again? Sorry, John.
Derek White.
Derek White.
Okay. I will take Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday? That does work. That does work. Okay, do you have a guess of what this could be?
Honestly, no. I was mainly going like off vibes, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea at all?
And maybe it's like jersey number or
it's not jersey number. Okay, let's I'll just say it here. He played with Anthony Edwards. That is who it is.
When did Drew Holiday?
So it's on the USA team.
Olympic team.
On the Olympic team. So we included the Olympic team, so those players that played on the USA team. All right, let's jump over to the second one. So Ludwin knows this one, and on the other side, John has no idea who this is. Okay. So I'll start again. I'm going to go with Stephen Curry. You know what? Let's just do it.
I'm going to go with Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. All right.
Jeez, okay.
Two heavy hitters right away.
Two straightaway heavy hitters.
What are you thinking, Jonathan? To fit this category.
Got two guards already. Let's see. Curry's number's 30. What's Jordan's number? I forgot.
23.
Jordan was 23.
It's got threes in it.
Does have threes in it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and just drop it down. Just Kobe.
That works.
Kobe does work. It does work. So the threes strategy, I guess, doesn't really work with that. Play with 8 and 24. Now I'm gonna go with Derrick Rose.
I'm gonna take Westbrook.
Russ, I like it. All right, John. John is contemplating on the other side of the table here, trying to figure out what this could be, where this could fit.
Sounds like a bunch of MVPs to me, so I'm gonna take Shaq.
Shaq. Well, okay, he got it because they have all won MVP. Yeah. That was the category. So Jonathan got it really fast. Good job, Jonathan. We'll give a little clap for him.
That's
good job there.
Crazy.
That's money.
Yeah, that was money right there. Okay, now number 3. We'll go into the third one here. So John knows, Ludwin does not know. So I'm going to go with mine. I'm going to go with Chris Paul. Okay. Start off with Chris Paul.
Outrageous.
Go ahead, Jonathan. What's your one here? Fits this category.
I'm gonna go Cat.
Cat. That's a good one. All right, Ludwin. For the viewers at home that are trying to, or the listeners at home trying to figure out what this is. what category could be. What's your thought of fitting this
So
category?
Karl Anthony Towns and
Karl Anthony Towns, and then I said CP3, so Chris Paul.
Okay. 0 rings.
Okay.
I'm gonna play it safe. And
You'd almost do like an elimination pick too
Yeah.
if you wanted to figure out if it was like part of a category or not.
I'm gonna go with Mikal Bridges.
Does that fits, right?
Pretty sure
That definitely fits. Okay,
Check.
we'll do one more round and I think you might be able to guess it. So let's see. I'm gonna go with Anthony Edwards. This guy's GOAT over here. Jonathan's
Favorite
GOAT.
player of all time.
Yes, favorite player.
Crazy. I'm going to go Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Seen a
good
lot of
one as well.
Timberwolves.
Yes, a lot of Timberwolves.
Okay.
Ludwin contemplating now. Trying to figure it out.
I think I see a path, but I don't know if it's the right one.
You can go with the guess now too, and it won't affect you. So if you think you know what it is, say it.
I think it's wrong, but is it like people? No. I see, Chris
Oh.
Paul wouldn't. I'll take McDaniels again.
I mean, that fits too. That does fit. Oh, do you want one more round? One more round to have a guess?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more round. I'll start here. I'm going to go with, let's think here. Now I'm trying to contemplate and figure out which player to go with. Let's go with maybe, this is actually pretty tough. Now I'm blanking over here on this side. Let's go, let's go back. I'm going to go with Cat. Go with Cat.
Wasn't he already drafted?
I already said
Oh, you
Cat.
already said Cat? Oh,
already
my
said
goodness.
Cat.
Now I'm the one who's sounding dumb over here on this side. All right, I guess I'm not going to go Cat. My bad. Let's go Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson.
I'm
going to go with Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony. All right.
There's a lot of Timberwolves, Knicks players.
Mm-hmm. Ludwin trying to figure out here. People listening might know. We never know.
I'll just take OG Anunoby.
Okay. That one fits, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that definitely fits. Okay, do you have a guess of what this could be?
No clue.
No clue? You clocked it immediately. Players that have not won a championship. So you clocked it immediately.
I thought it was going to be something like more specific.
Yeah, so players that have not won a championship, that was the end. That's the end of our fun segment. Two people know the topic, the other one doesn't. Let us know if you like that segment. We'll bring it back if you do. Now, we're running out of time here, so we're going to do one draft. We're going to do an NBA draft. We're going to draft a starting five. We're going to do players that are in the playoff picture. Now, for me, I'm going to start because, I run this show, so I get to choose where I get to draft. We'll go with me, and then John, and then Ludwin gets 2 picks in a row. We're going to quickly draft. I'm starting with LeBron James as my number 1 pick at the power forward spot at the 4. Now, John, you can go. What's your pick?
I'm going to take Jokic.
Jokic. That is a great pick. That is an amazing pick.
All right. I'm going to take Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, and who else are you going to take?
And Tatum.
And Tatum. That's a really good start.
Oh, I cut off guard with the Tatum, bro.
Go ahead, John. It's your pick now.
I'm going to go ahead and take Giannis here.
You can take Giannis. I like Giannis. I'm going to take Luka. I'm taking 2 Lakers immediately, but I'm taking Luka. And then I get another pick as well. So for me, I'm going to go with Jalen Brunson, but I'm putting him at the 2. Putting Jalen Brunson at the 2.
Is it my turn?
Yes. No. It's John's turn. Sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and take Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Ludwin was hoping he even broke a heart here in the studio. He's like, I wanted that one.
Okay. I'm going to take Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell. Is this your last? Not the last one, right? You get the last pick, so you have 2 more.
Yeah, I have 2 more.
All right, go ahead.
And I will take Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jackson Jr. All right, John, go ahead.
I swear he took that pick from me. I swear he took it. I'm going to go ahead and take, let's see here. I'm going to take Ja Morant.
Ja Morant. I like it. Now I'm getting Jimmy Buckets. I'm taking Jimmy Buckets at the small forward. All right, John, your pick. Got 1 more round to go through. Actually, no, I get 2 picks, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like over here blanking about my own game. It's just how it is. Who's the guy for the Lakers again? I'm blanking on the center. I want him. I want the young
Jackson
kid.
Hayes.
Jackson Hayes.
I want Hayes. I'm taking
That's
Hayes.
crazy.
I'm
That's
taking him.
food for Jaren Jackson.
I'm taking him. I think this starting 5 would work with Hayes, though, because it's just going to work better throughout the game. So I'm taking Hayes.
Wow, not even like.
Actually, wait, can I switch it now? I've already drafted. I should take Miles Turner, shouldn't I?
Not even Cat or Sagoon.
Not even
I
Sagoon,
want Miles
yeah.
Turner. I don't want Cat. I don't want after all that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want Cat. Okay, I'm taking Miles Turner. I'm sorry. I'm joking about Hayes. I'm taking Miles Turner. All right, go ahead, John.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Al Horford.
Al Horford. I like it. Is that your last pick?
Yes.
Okay, and Ludwin, last pick.
I'm gonna take some more defense. OG Anunoby.
I like it. Now let's go through our starting five. My starting five: Luka Doncic at the 1, Jalen Brunson at the 2, Jimmy Buckets at the 3, at the 4, LeBron James, and at the 5, Miles Turner. Jonathan, go ahead. What's your starting 5?
Got Ja at the 1, Shea at the 2, Al Horford at the 3, Giannis at the 4, Jokic at center.
I like it.
I have Curry at the 1, Donovan Mitchell at the 2, OG at the 3, Tatum at the 4, and Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 5.
I think all these teams are good. I mean, all these teams are good. I'm definitely going to say, I think John's team. I think Ja Morant, Shea. Jokic, dude, that's insane. I think John's team.
The only
definitely
downfall
takes
I've got is just a bunch of bigs.
Yeah,
But they can all shoot except.
but they're
Giannis.
all pretty good.
I think I got some scoring and defense on mine.
I think all of our
Yeah, you got
teams
some
are
defense
pretty
on
good.
it, But I got some bigs. You feel?
Yeah, it's some fun here. Thank you so much for checking in here on Catching Up with Carter. We've run out of time here on the show. Thank you so much, Ludwin, and thank you so much, Jonathan. Do you have any final words, Ludwin? We'll start with you for the show.
Chargers 2026 Super Bowl championship.
Hey, that's some crazy work right there. Now, Jonathan?
Shout out Anthony Edwards, the GOAT.
Shout out
Should
Anthony
be winning
Edwards.
the MVP.
Hey, I mean, not the MVP this year, but he could win MVP at some point. Thank you so much for checking in here on Catching Up with Carter for this fun April Fool's episode. And the music today is curated by Giovanni Daniels. He's not in the studio here today. We had a song earlier from him. We now have Tyler, the Creator, here at the end of the show. Thank you so much for checking in. Check in every week on Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. Next, from 5 to 7 p.m. is the Jeff and Jeffrey Show. Make sure to check that out. It's always fun to listen to Jeff Holt. We're going to have one more song. Do not go anywhere. We will be back here in the studio Tuesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. every single week.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.